What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to the Alpha Hub podcast, guys. I thought I'd just jump on here for a quick little hitter. I just had a question come up from a client and it just made me think this could be an important little topic for you guys to understand. So the question was just, what time of day do I weigh myself? Now, I'm pretty staunch on this. So firstly, I allow or try and get my clients to weigh themselves every day or as many days as possible across the week. And the reason for that is we're looking for consistency, but also weighing yourself every day allows you to see the fluctuations that will occur. If you only weigh yourself once per week, you could be trending down all week. And then if you just weigh yourself on the Sunday, for example, you could have been trending upwards just on that day from one little fluctuation. And that fluctuation could come from drinking even just extra water that day or the day prior, having something that was a bit higher in salt and sodium the day before or that day. And that just causes your body weight to have a little bit of a spike. It wasn't body fat, just body weight. And that could confuse us if that's the only number we see once a week. So by weighing ourselves every single day, we see the trends, and it's that trends over the week or the month that we're really looking for. And that's why it's important. Daily weigh-ins. Now, for some people, psychologically could struggle with daily weigh-ins. Understandable. This isn't very common. It isn't the norm, but if that is you, maybe we could look at, just a once a week or twice a week or something like that, where you don't get that scale number too implemented in your head and causes you some negative psychological side effects. Okay, so that's a start. Let's weigh ourselves daily. Cool. Now, what time of day? Guys, this is important. There's only one time a day you should be weighing yourself. First thing in the morning on an empty stomach, even if possible after you go to the bathroom. Again, we are looking for the most consistent way of getting a reading as possible. Most consistent and most accurate way of getting a reading. And if you don't do it on an empty stomach, you are going to have food weight in your tummy, water weight. And like I said, if you've consumed more sodium, you're going to just have all this extra weight that isn't really your body weight sitting in your stomach. And this is just going to cause so much inconsistency. And that's why this question got asked of people that weigh themselves at the gym. Fuck, it's ridiculous. Just stop it. Just stop it. Like if you're trying to get a consistent reading and track your progress, stop it. If it's another reason, cool, whatever. But if you're trying to track your progress consistently, one, we want to use the same set of scales. So buy yourself a set of scales. This is a must. Have them in the house. Set them on a nice flat ground. If you didn't know, like if it's on an uneven ground, you're going to get a crazy inconsistent reading. So nice flat ground. As soon as you wake up, go to the bathroom. Before you eat or drink water, weigh yourself. And like I said, this will give us the most consistent reading, the most accurate reading of your true natural body weight. If we're doing it at the gym, I see people wearing shoes, fucking phones in your pocket, all sorts of stupid ass shit. It's like, that is not what you're weighing. If you actually hold the phone. If you haven't done this before, haven't weighed yourself consistently, a good little thing to do would maybe be do exactly opposite what I said to begin with. So weigh yourself in the morning, weigh yourself in the afternoon or at midday, and you'll weigh 2 to 3 kilos heavier. And that should be no surprise because you've eaten and drank 2 to 3 kilos worth of food and water. So of course you're going to be heavier. It's not body fat or anything. It's not muscle. It's just food and water weight in your goddamn tummy. So as soon as you do that once, your brain should go, oh, okay, something's going on there. Maybe I should stop doing that because that's going to give me an inconsistent fucking reading if I'm weighing myself after I eat or drink. I don't want to weigh your food and water in your tummy. I don't care about that. So weigh yourself first thing in the morning, empty stomach. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So very important, guys. It's an absolute no-brainer. Weighing yourself after you've eaten and drinking is absolutely pointless. So stop it. Second thing I wanted to touch on was, when do we call a plateau a plateau? A fat loss plateau. Or a weight loss plateau, really a fat loss plateau. Now, a lot of people can tend to panic a bit. And this is where maybe the scale weight, we have to calm down a little bit because a plateau, fat loss plateau, isn't really a plateau until we've had a solid 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks, around that 2-week mark of no weight coming off the scale or no physical looking changes as well on top of that. We just tend to see people can panic a little bit, and just because your scale hasn't dropped day in, day out consistently, that is okay. That is okay. Your body doesn't drop fat according to the day of the week in this perfect linear line on a downward scale. It's not perfect. Like I said, there's going to be fluctuation. You could drop 400 grams one day and then hold that exact same weight for 6 days and then drop a kilo. These things will happen. So look, that scale weight is super important, but we just need to not get too hyper fixated on it and panic when we don't see the scale weight dropping every single day. Like I said, we're looking for like an average across the week or across a fortnight or even across a month. Like I said, we're going to see little plateaus, little fluctuations, but as long as over the month, I'll use a month as an example, as long as we have dropped weight at a good enough rate, then we're winning. You're on track. And I just understand that a lot of people, tend to panic and want to then just drop the calories too heavily or maybe do too much excess cardio just because your weight has sort of stalled for 5 or 6 days. And that is not what we want to do. Just hold the phone, don't panic, trust the process, because I've seen it a million times. I think most coaches have, and it's the scale could literally hold for a good week and a half, even up to 2 weeks. Not really make a drop, but as long as you just keep ticking the boxes, keep doing what you're doing, and then all of a sudden you see it, boom, drops 500 grams one day, then 500 grams the next, and then you're just on this nice downward trajectory again. You just got to trust that process. Your body doesn't work on a 7-day period. It doesn't know what the fuck's going on. As long as over the long haul, we're in that deficit, you just have to trust it. You will continue to lose weight. So don't panic. A plateau is not a plateau until really a good solid 2 weeks. If I do 2 check-ins with someone and there's been no movement in the direction we want to head, well, then we probably just need to make a change. But the problem is if we make a change every single week or if you're making a change every few days, if you're not seeing the scale drop down, if you go 3 days and it hasn't dropped and you're, oh shit, I need to make a change. And then you do it again. And then like every 3 days you're making these changes, you're going to end up with nowhere else to go, no more tools up the belt, because you just continually dropped calories as soon as you saw the slightest plateau of a few days on the scale weight staying the same, or you just continually increased cardio every few days when you didn't see the scale drop. And that just is a roadmap for disaster, because you can only drop your calories so low and you can only do so much cardio. So if you just keep throwing those tools or dropping food and increasing cardio, you just end up with nowhere to go. Fatigue will increase heavily, muscle loss. Yeah, we're trying to drop body fat whilst maintaining or even potentially building muscle. So we just need to be careful with it. Don't panic, trust the process. And a plateau isn't a plateau until roughly around that 2-week mark. Cool. Guys, that's all. Just had those topics on my mind, so I wanted to jump on here and have a little yarn about them. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Peace.